Good evening, everyone. If you'd make your way to a seat. Welcome to our second PACT meeting. Well, actually, it's the second installment of the first PACT meeting because this is a repeat of the meeting we had on Saturday at Lafayette High School. It's wonderful to see you all here to be a part of this PACT process, and we are grateful and thankful that you feel passionate enough about it to be here tonight. PACT is a citywide, community-wide effort to develop a long-range plan for our school district. It's difficult to even think about anything that's more important than that for our community and for our children. As you can see, and in your packet you can see that PACT stands for Planning a Course Together, and it indicates that we are making a pact with each other to develop a long-range plan for the St. Joseph School District. The Board of Education approved this program because they thought that involving the community is the best way to meet the challenges and also the opportunities that we're going to face as a community. But the strength of this plan and what emerges from this plan will depend on your participation and your input. So we really are looking forward to you being a part of that process throughout the process. I want to stress that PACT is not board-driven, but rather it's community-driven. That's why I'm here as a community member welcoming you to this meeting. My name is Lois Hedge, and I'm one of the 4 members serving as a chairperson for this engagement process and this effort. There are 3 others: Dr. William Hedge, Mr. Lee Sawyer, and Mrs. Stacy Park, who could not be here tonight. But we're not the only ones. There's a group of 30 leaders that are part of this PACT. They're part of the facilitating team, and they're going to be helping us with the leadership aspect of this. And we're going to be asking parents, community residents, staff, students, everyone to participate in the process. If we have some of the names of the other facilitators, team members are in the packet, but are you here tonight? Can you stand up? Okay. Oh. Thank you. We're meeting on a regular basis, these 30 people, to work out the logistics and the workshop sessions. And as the process continues, we want you to feel free to add what you can to this so that we can all make sure that we're moving forward in the right direction and on the things that are so important to us. And I don't want anyone to be confused. The work of the facilitating team is to facilitate the process. We are not the board. You, the workshop participants, are going to be the ones that will create a product, and you will determine what will be in the plan. In the agenda packet, there's a document that describes the goals and the charge of this group. We're going to just look at that. As you can see, the goals are to create a process for two-way communication, to involve the community in this planning for the St. Joseph School District's future, to determine the community's educational beliefs, aspirations, desires, and priorities, and to reach a consensus on priorities and goals and steps to achieve those goals. Secondly, we want to look at the key elements that are in the charge. First, we're going to determine the following things: the community's perceptions and priorities, and we've got to get into that a little bit last week as we started that. That's very important. That's the key in the community being involved, because everyone here has a perception of what the school district is about, what it has not. So that's what we wanted to do, to determine the community perceptions and the priorities. We want to determine some long-range goals for student achievement, staffing, facilities, resources, and other educational performance criteria. We want to determine the steps by which we will meet those goals, accomplish those goals. And we want to determine the following ways to establish an ongoing two-way communication. As we start the process, it's important to take a few minutes to talk about how we will operate, because as we go through the process, we will be making recommendations, and the recommendations will be based on what we find as we study the process. As we get input from the community, from our leaders, from those who are parents, teachers, we're going to look at important issues, and it's important to note that we will work in an advisory capacity. And the recommendations that we give to the board, we are not the board, as I said before. We'll present recommendations to them, and they will consider and act upon them. Our role is very important, however. We, all of us, will be the mind and the voice of the community regarding those recommendations that we make on these critical issues. Now I'd like to call on Mr. Lee Sawyer, who is going to tell us a little bit more about what the process is going to be like at the future meetings and this meeting tonight. Lee?
All right. Thank you, Lois. At this time, I wanted to go over a few of the housekeeping items. First, let me say thank you for being cordial and receiving a number as you came in and sitting at the designated table. This gives us an opportunity for you to meet with different people each time, and it also helps provide diversity of opinion in each group. On each table is a sign-up sheet, so I ask you to please sign up if you haven't already done so. This is our way of taking attendance at each meeting and getting our mailing list so that we can keep you informed with the project proceedings and events. I can also tell you, too, that we didn't start keeping track of tardiness after 6 p.m., so you're okay if you're a minute or so late. Please be sure to fill in the information on the sheet. We'll pick up these sign-up sheets during the small group work activity later in the meeting. Now, there's a copy of our meeting schedule in your agenda packet. That schedule contains the dates for all of our community engagement sessions. We have a total of 10 community workshops or community engagement sessions. And as Lois mentioned earlier, we have 2 options for each session. So this is the second meeting of this same first session. We had the first one Saturday morning at Lafayette High School. Note that the location of the meetings will rotate between the 3 high schools, Benton, Lafayette, and Central. We wanted to make sure we held the meetings in all 3 regions. That way, we think that hopefully will help with our attendance. Each meeting will feature a primary topic for study and feedback. In this meeting, we'll receive an orientation to the PACT process and set the stage for an overview of the state of the district. Following your input in this meeting, we will set the topics for sessions 2 through 8. So this first meeting is really to kind of set the groundwork and to kind of get the plan moving forward. Each of our meetings will follow a timed agenda with this format. Each meeting will start with an informational presentation about the topic for the workshop, followed by a small group work activity, giving you the opportunity to respond to the presentation